Hi, this is Bethany, the originator of the Albany Peace Project, and today I'm here again with Carol Lovelee, and just thoroughly enjoyed her last meditation, and so we've decided to do another one because of this idea of intention and how you were teaching us to point our mind and to check in with things. And I was talking to Carol about how this is an intentional study, not just a meditation study. And Carol, I know that you are an intention master as far as pointing your mind, using intention in everyday life. And it's interesting because when I brought that up with you, you brought up the idea of, can we get there through the topic of how there's only two really fields, love and fear. So can you talk about how you went from intention to love and fear?
Okay, so to me there's only two energies. One is love, and it's compassion, and it's connection, and it's just that warm, fuzzy, beautiful energy. And then on the other hand, we have fear, which is greed and jealousy and hurt and power over. And so we've been for centuries now on a planet that has been more driven by fear, lack, and scarcity, and fear, all that
Right.
fear energy, whatever we want to call it.
Right.
And we're moving at this time into an energy that's going to be, it already is, more love-based. And, you know, that's just been happening on the planet, and it's here to stay. And there's so many things I could say about that in terms of 2014.
Right.
And, you know, so the energy of the veil is thinning, okay, between us and our high self, between us and angels and archangels, and between us and you know, that infinite energy of who we all are. And because of that love energy growing and growing and growing on the planet. So with that being said, the more it's easier for us to manifest now, because that veil is getting thinner and thinner. So it behooves us to clean up our intention.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because it really won't be that much longer before I'll be able to hear what's going on in your mind, and even his mind over there as he's videoing and this. And so we have to clean up our mind,
Yes.
because we're manifesting so much quicker.
Right.
You know, I was really angry at something the other day, believe it or not, and it was lasting for a few minutes, and before I knew it, I had tipped a glass toward my computer, and the water was like going everywhere, and I was like,
Right.
you know, the first thing is get it cleaned up, you know, because
Right.
heaven forbid that computer go down. And the second thing was I had to just sit down in a chair and laugh and say, this is how fast it's happening.
Right.
This
Right.
is how fast it's happening.
Right.
So that intention to keep our energy toward that which we really are choosing it's going to just become more and more and more important to us.
Yes. Yes.
Does
And
that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
That it's kind of very binary, that everything is kind of, like you said, love or fear. You know, you can choose expansion or contraction, love versus fear. And along the same lines, I'm just going to switch metaphors here, but the idea, I was thinking this the other day, where they tell race car drivers to only only look in the direction where they want to go. So if they're in the middle of an accident, they think they're going to go into an accident, and it's like, no, don't look where you're going, look where you want to go. You know, and that idea of intention, right? That just pointing where you want to go, which is love and connection, and right?
Yeah, and compassionate action.
Compassionate action.
This is the year of compassionate action.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not. That's kind of the energy of 2014. So the more we get into that energy, the more we could manifest anything that we really choose. And the more we stay stuck in the old energy of fear and trials and tribulations and everything, the more we're going to have that. And unfortunately, it's going to get really big for people.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. But even that's going to point them back toward, man, I don't want this. You know, and hopefully it'll point them back toward, oh, okay, look at those people over there doing something else. I think I better go do that.
Yeah, we
know?
can choose differently.
Yeah.
We can, you know, have the challenges.
Whether it comes to dis-ease in our body, you know. And the other thing I want to say about this, just really quickly, is that we can't solve the problem from the energy the problem was conceived in.
Right.
You know? So if you've got some kind of dis-ease going on in your body, you can't solve that from dis-ease.
Right.
We can't fight cancer.
Right. I know.
If I could only change that one thing, because
Right.
it puts the fight into it.
Right, right.
We have to start from where we want to end up, which is infinite health and vitality in the body, and it's already there, and we just build it and build it and build it.
Right.
So if we put our attention, if we're not well, onto health and vitality, we get more health and vitality.
Right.
And isn't that really where we want to be?
Absolutely. So cultivating the discipline to hold the mind long enough so you can go in the direction you want to go in.
And
Which
or
is the
bring it
discipline.
back, bring it back,
Bring it back, right, right.
You know, we get to make that choice.
Yes.
You know, we're going to love, believe it or not, the fear.
Right.
You know, enough for the fear to get that energy shined on it to say, oh yeah, I'm loved too.
Right.
You know?
And you know, isn't that fascinating too, that when you focus on love, then you start thinking more resourcefully. You start seeing solutions, ideas that you wouldn't have thought of before.
Yes. And why is that?
Because it's infinite possibility.
Because it's infinite. Because it's infinite.
Right,
And
that
then
is true.
there's
It
the
goes- keeps
infinite
going.
possibility
Right.
of it all.
Right.
So,
that-
and you know, and I think the other thing that fear energy does is we ask a lot of, or we say a lot of statements. We say a lot of statements. Dead-end statements.
Yep.
And when you're in the infinite energy of
Yes.
love, you're asking the question, what's
Yeah.
the possibility here today? How far could this peace project go?
Right.
And that's what I said to you. Why 15%?
I know.
You know?
She was like,
how
no
far
way,
could
go
this
100%.
100%. You know? It's like, what would that take? And who would it take? And how would we
Right.
manifest that? And you don't have to have the answer. You're
Right.
just asking the question. So the
Right.
universe says, wait a minute, somebody woke up down there.
Right, right.
Let's send all the resources they need.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what's happening with the Peace Project.
Yes.
You know, the resources are just being sent because you're open to peace and love.
Absolutely. So you're going to lead us in an intentional meditation now on love.
Okay.
And just how much love we can emit. And Carol is going to be speaking at Numinous in March, I believe, right?
The first Sunday in March.
I believe so. It's March
Yes.
2nd. March 2nd. So be sure to catch Carolyn. I guarantee you, your mind will be expanded. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you very much for clicking in, and stay tuned for Carol's meditation.
Okay.